Westfield 0, Met Police 3. Some goals of the highest quality secures your side's place in the next round of the cup. Got to be pleased with that one.
Yeah, it's not an easy one. We found that out pre-season. Good management team here, and they've got a decent side that ran Carshalton very close in the FA Cup recently. So we knew it wouldn't be easy. Made a few changes, see young Mason coming in and Light, and I think all in all it's a very, very good night because we've kept a clean sheet, which is what I asked them to do, which is what we haven't done very often this season. As you say, we've scored some decent goals tonight. But we are probably going to need to be better than that on Saturday in respect to the opposition that we're going to be bringing down to Invercourt in the FA Cup. But we're through in the Surrey Senior. It's a competition we want to win. So all in all, good night.
To see Richard come on after a couple of months out and score an absolute worldie after with 30 seconds on the pitch, got to be delighted with that.
Yeah, I think in some respects, you say a couple of months out. Richard's really been out since March. That's effectively how long he's been out. Came back in pre-season, a reoccurrence of the injury that happened against Harrow last season, and we've had to really manage him quite closely. The temptation is to put him straight back in. We took him to Tiverton on Saturday. He came in the last 20 minutes of the game. But when you've got somebody that's not done an awful lot of pre-season at all, been out since March, you've got to manage them properly. And the temptation when you've got a player of that calibre is to want to get them in as quick as they can. But effectively, we need to manage that, and we still may need to manage that going forward. But he's done it himself. Power good tonight. He'll have enjoyed that. Come in. Quite funny actually. I was told him to go and play higher on the right. They'd gone to a back three, so we actually looked at stretching them second half, and he finds himself centre of the park, and I'm halfway through shouting at him for coming inside, but he receives the ball and smashes it top corner, so what do I know.
And of course last week we saw Rudy Allen depart the club. You must thank him for his years of service.
100%. Rudy, has come up, he's one of our own. He's come up through the ranks, he's come up through the youth team and worked his way in. Had a good season last season. Was looking for him to go again this season. But I think his whole outlook of football has changed a little bit in respect of where he might see himself going forward in the future. And I think he looked at a fresh challenge, wanted to get a fresh challenge, and he's taken that. So was I surprised? Yes, it came relatively out of the blue for me. It's obviously something he's been working on with his people behind the scenes. But of course we wish him all the best. We had a good chat last Thursday, shook his hand, thanked him for everything, and I'll look with interest in respect of how he moves on.
And of course tonight we saw the debut of Matthew Hall, an experienced centre-back. What was your thought process behind bringing him to the club?
I just felt that if you'd have seen us Saturday, I think we need someone with a little bit of experience who doesn't stop talking. Beachy's brought an element of that to us, but I think we need more. Experienced guy, hasn't played a lot of football recently, has been at Hungerford, and I just felt that Matt was somebody that I've known in respect of being a player at our level and above for a few years, and he's not up to speed. Would have done him some good tonight, and we'll have to look after him. But I just felt that the side compared to recent years is relatively inexperienced, and I just felt that we needed someone like that to sort of come in and guide us through certain situations, and hopefully he'll be worth his weight in gold on that front.
And next up on Saturday, a FA Cup game against Chippenham Town. So we're looking forward to that one.
Yeah, I mean, look, we've earned the right to get ourselves there. We're obviously desperate to go through to the next round. There's no question about that. We've drawn one of the better sides in the competition at this stage, I would suggest. So we need to, we're going to need to be at our best. There's no question about that. We're the underdogs, even though we're at home. Most people will expect Chippenham to be in the hat come Monday. But it's the FA Cup, and whereas we've had two tricky ties against lower opposition, we hope that it can be a tricky tie for Chippenham. The boys are very much up for it. You know, we'll get in and have a good working night on Thursday. However, you know, the magnitude of it's not lost on me.
And finally, we got an FA Cup on Saturday, progressed here tonight, we've got the FA Trophy to look forward to. How do you feel these cup competitions galvanise players? Does it excite you?
Yeah, I actually think it can galvanise your season. I actually think an FA Cup run can help with your season, and it can, you know, it can give you an experience if you can get to those sorts of stages. Normally, it's the first round that's that stage. You're normally drawing a league club and that type of thing. But when I look at the fourth qualifying round, and I think if you can get there, you've got some big clubs coming in there, huge clubs in that National League, and you know, you can actually have that experience there. And I think those experiences pull people together. It's something that's a common ground for them to talk about going forward. And my experience is it can actually bring you tighter as a group and can actually galvanise your league season.